What's up, everybody? A lot of you guys keep asking questions in the comments about where do I store all my dumpsters, containers, and trailers when I'm not using them because, HOA stuff, people don't technically want them in the neighborhood lining the streets. I'm not going to say I haven't done that because, sometimes I'm burning and turning these dumpsters so fast that I just need to set one in the street for, 30 minutes and I move it somewhere else. But I'm finally here to answer your questions. So I knew this would eventually be a problem as I grew the business, that I was going to need a place to put them. And real estate is very expensive, even just like land. So I was like, okay, how am I going to make this work? Well, I'm in Liberty, Illinois here. It's one town over from where I operate in Quincy, Illinois. And what you'll see here, see all that over there? Up until that cornfield, that is mine. And actually, this building right here is mine. And this is a pretty special building because it actually used to be an auction house. At one point it must have been a garage because it has a lift in it too. And so the cool thing about this place, sorry, we got some diesel trucks flexing on me as they drive by. It's all good. The cool thing about this place is, count them, 1, 2 garage doors. But from the front, it also has, I got a brand new door there. I'm very happy about that. I'm gonna actually have another one installed over there. From the front, it looks pretty ordinary. Just a brick-faced building with cinder blocks on the side. But as you actually walk around, what you'll find is somebody at some point must have extended this building to store airplanes in them. Specifically, maybe a crop duster, because with this cornfield over here, who knows who used to own this? And back here, you'll see added on is an airplane hangar. It's pretty cool. There's also another garage door over here, and somebody actually sided in a garage door over there, which I'll be knocking that out and putting a door in there so I can actually drive through or store some of my own equipment in there. But this actually gets me to the whole picture of this property and why it's so unique, because there it is. See? Looks like they closed in the door and then put a garage door in there. It's a pretty big space. But here's the thing. None of my stuff's in this building right now. Not a one. You'll see back here that I have a shipping container. It's one of the only ones that I have here right now that are on site, that somebody's storing their home goods in it. So they're moving right now, so they just needed a temporary place to store their stuff. But all of this over here is potentially going to be turned into storage space. But like I said, back to what I said, I don't have any of my own belongings in this building. Believe it or not, when I bought it, it was already rented to the airport. The airport, one town over where I live, stores a bunch of military aircraft equipment. And some of it is pretty cool. But that's the thing. When I bought the place, they were paying more in rent than the mortgage was. Here's even the best part. I didn't spend any money on this place. That's what's so cool about it. So if you watch any of my other videos, you'll also see that I have a couple apartment buildings, one of which is a 6-unit apartment building that I bought this year. The cool thing about that apartment building is when I bought it, I paid $100,000 less than what it was worth. The seller came to me with a price. I said, okay, let me take a look at it. I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a great apartment building. I ran the rent rolls and I knew the person, so I got to work with them a little bit. But I offered them a price and it came in actually $110,000 under what it was worth. And that was with an in-house appraisal from the bank. If an actual appraisal company came and appraised it, the bank told me that it'd be worth even more. But I didn't go that route. But at the end of the day, I had $110,000 conservatively of equity to use. Well, not really, because you actually only get to use 80% of that equity. But anyway, long story short, I had money to play with because if anybody knows anything about leverage, what I decided to do then was when I found this building, I was like, well, I really don't have the cash up front and I really don't want to spend the cash up front to buy this place. So I went to the bank and I said, all right, I have a property with you guys, and I have some equity. I'm like, okay. I said, I want to spend some of that equity, not my cash, on this building. When I bought this building, they basically needed 20% down. So they used 20% of my equity to buy this because this building wasn't that expensive. It was actually a pretty good deal. But here's the best part. When they actually appraised this building, all but about $1,000, maybe $1,500 was covered because this building appraised for about $15,000 to $20,000 more than what I was paying. So if you can keep track of that, I was using 20% of my equity from one building to pay for this building. But this building appraised a couple, you know, it was about $20 or $30,000 above what I paid. So at the end of the day, I was out hardly any equity. Maybe, when I calculated, it was $1,500, $2,000 in equity. So I lost $2,000 equity, but nothing out of my pocket. So that's what's so cool. And the thing is, this building has so much room for improvement. This is my vision for this building. I want to turn, I'm getting bids for new paint or siding. I haven't decided yet, so let me know what you think. Should I get it painted or sided? I'm thinking siding because I think it just looks cleaner longer. I'm going to clean up the front, clean up the garage doors, clean up the front doors. I think I'm going to put my branding here on the side. I'm going to get a couple storage units that I have branded and then put them in this lot so people know what I'm doing. And then I'll actually fence in this area over here, gravel it, and store my own equipment here. My dumpsters, my trailers, and my own personal storage units. And then when the airport does decide to stop renting this building from me, what I do plan to do is actually split up these bay doors because they would make great shops to rent out to people. There's one of them has a lift in it, like a car lift, or, you know, RV parking is really big, or camper parking, and then just get digital access to your individual bay. Pretty cool, right? So I've got things to do. There's definitely things to do. There's things I need to do to the roof, the windows, a lot of them need replaced. Like I said, the garage doors, and it just needs cleaned up. It needs some love. The place was neglected for a while, but at the end of the day, like they say, great bones. So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm actually going to take you inside, but just for a minute, because I can't help but show you some of the cool stuff that's actually stored in here. And the airport's really cool about it. Again, this town is really really small, but the cool thing is I'm off the main road coming in from the other town. So this is literally the first thing you see. So there's a lot of potential for this building. Even if I wanted to sell it one day, if I get it cleaned up, I am certain it'll be worth way more than I paid for because, like I said, it's just been a little neglected. I mean, this is a brand new door that just got installed. To give you an idea, the old door was in worse shape. Kind of looked like this one. I actually need to move some stuff out of the way on that other side so my handyman can actually install this door here. But what's cool, well, see if I can do this with one hand. It's a good door. So let's get this in here. Boop. No, lefty loosey, righty tighty. There we go. All right. So, like I said, this place is chock full of stuff from the airport. The cool thing is, well, behind here is actually 2 different bathrooms. There's another bathroom over there, and over here, like I said, is a floor lift. So it's pretty ancient, but it does work. They also came with an air pump, or just a big hydraulic air pump that I can use to actually lift the thing and, you know, power other tools. So, or air compressor, as some of you guys will probably judge me. So I need to get some stuff out of the way so they can actually work on that door over there. But this place is massive. Boop, boop. Get the lights on. Look at that. This place is huge. So imagine how many things you could store in here, or divide this up so people can store in here. This is one of my favorites. If anybody can tell me what those are, I promise they're not nukes. But they are pretty old. They're actually gas tanks. So when pilots are going, when they need to speed up, they'll actually dump these gas tanks, they'll drop them. And then, you know, over the ocean or whatever, you know, back in the day, and then they would take off in a hurry. But there's all kinds of equipment in here that they store. Usually there's a trailer in here, but I think they're on some kind of a, tour or something, you know, because it's like a fighter pilots that actually, or retired fighter pilots that rent this space. But it's just a really cool building. There's a lot of potential in this place. And just to recap, I'm not paying anything for this building. I own this building, but I don't pay anything for it. So the best part is I own the building. Oh, look, another bathroom. That's hilarious. I own the building, but, you know, nothing really is coming out of my pocket. And again, the way I'm able to do that is because when I bought the place, I knew what the rent roll was, and I knew what the mortgage was going to be. So I knew I was making money right away. And while I was making just a little bit of money, it's not a lot, honestly. It's really not a lot of, like, it's not a huge money cash flow maker. But I knew there was potential with the building when I started actually doing projects to it. And the big thing is I can store my stuff on the outside of the building. I can add carports, storage units. I can do whatever I want because an acre over is all mine. So I can actually develop this space, add some, like, force some equity into it, while also providing free storage for my stuff, like my dumpsters, my trailers, and my trucks. So again, guys, if you can find a creative way not to have to pay rent to store your stuff, or anything for that matter, just like what I told you, like with my story, when I kind of got started doing this, I didn't want to pay rent when I got out of college. So I bought a place and then lived in the crappiest unit while I fixed it up and rented out the rest of the building for more than the mortgage. I don't like to spend money when I don't have to, and I like to own my assets. So this is just another example. Use equity, you know, rent out what you can so you can pay for what you need, and then also use the available space for your other needs. It's a great business strategy when you're, you know, trying to develop a business or just keep your stuff somewhere safe and not have to worry about it. But like I said, give me your ideas. What do you think I should turn this place into other than maybe storage? Because like I said, I'm going to divide up these garage doors over here. I want to turn this into separate spaces, and then I want to add that storage outside. But if you have some crazy idea, I kind of want to hear it. My buddy told me, you know, Kyle, you've probably seen his channel, that I should turn it into an indoor paintball range. Well, as much as I'd love to do that because I love paintball, I don't think the town here, it's a small town, I just don't think that would take off very well. And I like to make money while I sleep. It's just another thing I'd have to manage. So, but give me your ideas because I'm up for anything, and you know, it might spark something in my head. I might get upset. My wife might be mad because I start going through some other crazy idea, but I want to hear it. I want to hear what you think I should turn this building into, because right now I'm thinking storage, because storage pays me while I sleep. And honestly, as I develop this, I think it'll be worth more. So, but I want your ideas. I want to hear them. Let me know. Shoot some ideas in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the channel, and just, you know, keep updated on all the content coming out, and ask some questions, and I'll keep pumping out more videos. Thanks again, guys. Catch you later. So I almost forgot to show you the coolest part of this building, or the coolest thing that's actually in this building for that matter, is take a look at this. Oh yeah, that is a fighter jet simulator. I've not played in it. As you can tell, it's got about 1 million wires, but I thought it was one of the coolest things the airport actually stored in here. A lot of people think it's pretty sweet. Oh, I guess I should also turn the lights off in here, huh? Boop! Outside of that, actually, the second coolest thing about this building is if you look really close there, that is a taco drive-thru. That restaurant is awesome, and they have some of the best margaritas around, so you bet after a long day I hang out there sometimes.